If your parents ever lock a door in your house and tell you it's for your own good, break it down immediately. I trusted them. I spent 18 years believing our family's bizarre annual lockdown was just a quirky tradition. But last night, I finally looked behind the drywall, and now I'm running for my life. Growing up in Ohio, my family seemed aggressively normal. We did Sunday barbecues, watched football, and lived in a nice, quiet suburb. But we had one rule, one absolute, non-negotiable law. Every year on the third Saturday of October, my dad would padlock the basement door from the outside. He called it the cleansing night. He told me it was an old family tradition passed down from his grandfather to protect the house from bad luck. We'd all sit upstairs in the living room, eat takeout in complete silence, and pretend we couldn't hear the faint, rhythmic thumping coming from beneath the floorboards. Dad always laughed it off, saying it was just the old water pipes settling under pressure. And because he was my dad, I believed him. You don't question the man who teaches you how to ride a bike. But things changed last week. I'm 18 now, and my parents went out of town for their anniversary, leaving me alone in the house for the first time. It wasn't October, but around midnight, the water heater started acting up. The showers were freezing, and the whole house smelled like rusty metal. I knew the main shutoff valve was in the basement. I walked up to the basement door, expecting it to be wide open. It wasn't. There were 3 heavy-duty deadbolts installed on the outside of the frame, not the inside. The locks were meant to keep something from getting out, not to keep people from getting in. My stomach dropped, but I forced myself to stay rational. I went to the garage, grabbed my dad's heavy crowbar, and spent 20 minutes sweating through my shirt just to pop the frame. When the door finally swung open, the air that hit my face didn't smell like a normal, damp basement. It smelled like bleach. Heavy, suffocating bleach mixed with something sweet and rotting. I turned on my phone flashlight and walked down the creaking wooden steps. The basement looked completely empty. Just bare concrete walls, and the old furnace hummed in the corner. But as I swept the light across the floor, I noticed something strange. The dust patterns were totally uneven. There was a clear, clean path rubbed into the dirt leading straight to the far back corner behind the drywall enclosure. I pushed past the stack of old winter coats and found a heavy plywood panel screwed directly into the studs. It was painted the exact same color as the concrete to blend in. My hands were shaking so badly, I almost dropped the crowbar. I wedged the metal edge into the gap and pried with all my strength. The wood splintered with a deafening crack. Inside wasn't an old family heirloom or hidden cache. It was a tiny, windowless room, barely bigger than a closet. On the floor was a stained twin mattress, and bolted directly into the concrete floor were 2 heavy iron ankle cuffs. I felt bile rise in my throat. I stumbled backward, my flashlight beam cutting wildly across the small hidden space. That's when the light caught the back wall. Scratched into the plaster, over and over again, were dates. Dozens of them, going back 30 years. And next to the most recent date from last October, a name was carved into the wall. It was my older brother, Julian. Julian didn't go to college in California, like my parents told me. He didn't cut contact with us because he wanted a fresh start. Right then, I heard the garage door open upstairs. My parents were home early. I heard my dad's heavy footsteps walk into the kitchen, right above my head. Then, his voice boomed down the stairs, cold and completely stripped of any warmth. He just said, "Son, why is the basement door open?" I didn't answer. I scrambled out of the crawl space, grabbed my car keys from the workbench, and bolted up the stairs past my father before he could grab me. I didn't look back at the expression on his face. I just drove. I'm sitting in a Walmart parking lot 3 towns away right now, staring at my phone. My mom has texted me 15 times in the last hour. Her last text just says, "Come home, honey. It's time you finally learn what it means to be a part of this family."